Morning. Morning. Today I want to talk about how our identities, who we are, how they are connected to what we want, what we visualize for ourselves in the future, and how to optimize that link, that connection between who you are and what you want. Someone once told me that your identity reflects your intentions, and your intentions reflect your identity. So they are like two sides of a single coin. But before I go into that, let me share with you a quick story about a coaching session that was done on me by a friend who had been recently certified as a coach. And she said, Raju, I want to help you get out of a rut that you're in now. Now, side note, most all of us are in some kind of a rut one time or another, whether it's health, wealth, or relationships. And so anyway, I sat down across her and she started with, how are you? And then she began to slowly employ the process that she had learned on how to uncover desires and how to remove hurdles and how to kind of give clarity and empowerment to your client, your coaching client, which was I at that time, which was me. And somewhere in the middle, she said, Raju, let's kind of identify your unique being. And I go, what is that? And she goes, just answer me these questions. And I said, okay, go ahead. So the first thing she asked is that, Raju, what do you care about massively? And I replied that I care about people being brave, courageous. That means they standing up for what they stand up for, what they stand for. Standing up for what they stand for, speaking up for what they stand for, rather. She said, okay, that's courage. And what else? I said, well, I also care that people are compassionate towards each other. They treat each other with kindness and courtesy all the time. What else? She goes, I said, well, I also really, really appreciate and admire people who say what they mean and mean what they say. And she goes, authentic people. I go, yeah. And she said, okay, Raju, given that you have so many talents and skills, and what is it that you want to do in the long run? And I said, in the long run, I want to do what you're doing, and I'm actually doing what you're doing right now, which is speaking, training, and coaching, and which is reading, writing, and studying the sciences and the philosophies, such that I can create frameworks and modules for webinars, for coaching sessions to help people kind of uncover their talent, their potential, and achieve what they want. So she goes, in that case, your unique being, Raju, is that you are courageous, you are compassionate, you're authentic, and you intend to help people uncover their potential and then take them where they want to go. That is who you are. I said, wow, that sounds good. It's beautiful. And then she asked me to memorize and remember that. Now, I must confess that it was not easy to remember that kind of fancy sentence at that time. And even today, I'm not sure if this was the sentence that I just shared with you. Point being is that she also was trying to connect my identity to my intentions. Now, most all of us, probably you yourself, know many processes on how to do that. And I've been through many. But let me kind of give you a process, a system where you just ask yourself 5 questions. And by answering these 5 questions reflectively, honestly, courageously, if I may, you will be able to kind of see the link between who you are essentially. You will be able to know thyself, and then you will also be able to achieve or move towards what you are dreaming of, what you're visualizing for yourself in your life, your intentions, if I may. So question number 1, based on that, is what is it that turns you on and off about human behavior, about people relationships? In my case, of course, I mentioned it's compassion, courage, and authenticity. In your case, it could be honesty, it could be commitment, it could be hard work, It could be that someone is lying and cheating and you hate that. So the opposite of that might be of value when something turns you off. So think about this, ponder upon this deeply. There are many values. Values, of course, being things we believe in strongly and things we use as compasses. Compasses for kind of deciding and moving through life. So these value systems are your measures and your kind of restraints on how to move about life. So there are many, and mine, of course, are compassion, courage, and authenticity. Yours might be something else. Your value also might be wealth building. Your value might be looking after family. Your value might be serving your faith. Anything that is important to you, I want you to think about it thoroughly, and I want you to write it down. If you know how to sketch, you may sketch it down. You can make a little image representing your values. It's important that you think about them. 2 or 3 tops. 5, you already hit the peak, because there are so many. That's the first thing. The second thing is the second question is, what consumes your energy on a daily basis across time? That means look at your life the last several months and years, and what are you doing currently? What are you indulged in? My case, of course, reading, writing, making webinars, doing, of course, vlogs like this, etc., etc. That's what consumes my time. And whether I'm conscious of it or unconscious of it, I'm focused towards that. You might be busy serving people. You might be busy building a bridge. You might be busy creating software. Whatever. You might be indulged. You might be so obsessed and passionate about it. So what is it that consumes your energy on a daily basis? If you're a father, you could be consumed by the love of the children and how to nurture and develop them into good human beings. Put that down. What consumes your time? Write it down. That's the second question. The third question is, in your quiet moments, in moments where you are kind of half awake and half asleep, when you're in a kind of a quiet trance, sitting by the window, looking out at clouds, sitting by a window in a moving train, what is your mind filled with? Not about the past and not about the regrets and not about statements that start with, I have to do this, I must do this, or it is required of me to do that. That is not you. That is you trying to kind of support or follow or fit into values of others, needs of others, what others think are important. But statements and thoughts that start with, I wish, I choose, I like, I love doing this, So if you get kind of in a trance about thoughts like that, it's a little hard to remember them. Just like in a dream, sometimes you have a dream and then you wake up the next day, you don't know what it was. So just like that, when you're in trance, try and capture those thoughts. I, of course, think of kind of being a healthy and a wealthy and a good human being, and I think of doing what I do currently and for a long time. That's me. So in those 3 questions, the first one is what turns you on and off? Second is what occupies your time, what consumes your time and energy. The third one is, what do you think about in quiet moments? Answering these 3 questions will kind of clarify an image of yourself to yourself. You with me? That means you'll begin to understand and see who you are. You'll begin to kind of get a handle on know thyself, That's 3. Question number 4 that I would like you to ponder upon is, what is it that you want? Intellectually, emotionally, and from the depth of your guts. What do you want? You want wealth? You want fame? You want to build something? You know? So from your prefrontal cortex, from your cognitive thinking, what exactly do you want? And what are your pros and cons of acquiring that? How will you feel? How will you sound? What will you see, in that life? So it's like a projection of the future you desire in concrete terms. Answer the question, what do I want? I, Raju Mandian, I want to write 5 more books at least in the next 5 years. You know? So something like that, very strong. That's question number 4. Question number 5 is powerful, a bit scary. People answer it easily, but people cannot act upon it. And the 5th question is, in the journey from who you are, from your identity to your intentions, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to surrender? What are you willing to sacrifice? An eagle sitting atop a cliff, a high cliff. When she wants to move to a higher cliff, when she wants to fly and soar to a higher cliff, she has to abandon the current cliff she's sitting upon. She has to abandon the safety, the security, and the comfort, and she has to leap off. And the leap off, the first few instances, she hasn't yet flapped her wings. So there's a little bit of a dip. There's fear, there is doubt. So many times we don't give up where we are at. We stay stuck with our beliefs, beliefs as in values. We stay stuck with our habits. We stay stuck with our affections. I love my kid. I love my brother. I love my surroundings. I love my community, I love the car that I own. Something as silly as that, So make a list of what is it that you will have to let go. There will be a price to pay. I don't know if you ever read the book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It's a seagull that wants to fly higher than the eagles. And he has to give up all the comforts of living on the ocean level. So it's a powerful story. It's exactly about sacrifice and wanting to achieve something powerful. 5 questions. Let me repeat them. Number 1, what turns you on and off? Number 2, what do you think in your quiet, half-awake moments? What do you think in your super conscious waking moments? What occupies your time? I'm sorry, that was question number 2. Let me repeat that. Question number 1 is what turns you on and off. Question number 2 is what consumes your energy. Question number 3 is what do you think about in your half-awake, waking moments? Question number 4, what is it that you want and desire when you're wide awake, eyes wide open? Question number 5 is what are you willing to do? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? What habit, what attachment, what affections you're willing to give up? That's question number 5. About question number 5, I want to tell you, for many years, I wanted to do business. I wanted to work abroad, like the rest of the world. But I spent most of the time, the last 5-10 years, in Asia, especially around India, even though I live in the Philippines, because there was a sister who I loved very much and I liked being around her. Unfortunately, she passed away last few months ago. And today I realized that I used to be in and around India because I had a sister I loved. I couldn't give up that attachment for my dreams. So 5 questions. Think about them, ponder upon them, reflect upon them, be brave, be bold, even be radical when you answer it. Yet be succinct, be very precise. Write, rewrite, edit them as many times as you want. Once you have this, question number 1 to 3 answers, response to who you are. Question number 3 again, halfway through there, till question number 5 gives you answers to what you want. Now, when you have these 2 ends, 2 extremes, who it is that you are, what it is that you want, right? Then it's like having 2 columns, 2 columns. Then in between these 2 columns, you begin to lay bricks. like this. You begin to lay bricks easily, intuitively, automatically, naturally, and they stay aligned in one direction, in one strength, even though sometimes you're not conscious you're doing that. So having these two extremes, vocalizing them, writing them down, and clarifying them massively for yourself, your identity will link with your intentions. Your intentions will draw your identity towards your future. Believe me, it works. It's a powerful, powerful thing. Ask any person who has been successful in living a life of their dreams, they will tell you something similar. All right, I hope you like this. If you like this, please click like and share and subscribe to my channel. I make videos like this every few weeks. My name is Raju Mandian. I'm a speaker, trainer, and a coach based in the Philippines. It's been nice talking to you. Adios.